Day card from Hallmark. We have over 1,200 ways to say Happy Mother's Day, so come pick out the card that's perfect for your mom. It's the least you can do for her. I mean, let's face it, she's a saint. Hallmark has a way.
And at participating Hallmark stores, the fabric-covered decorator box. Fill it with all kinds of things. It's just $6.95 with any $10 Hallmark purchase at stores listed in Sunday's paper. There's no telling what'll end up in it.
The Volvo 240 does a fine job of surviving accidents. But the Subaru Legacy with four-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes reminds you the best way to survive an accident is not to get into one.
It's census time.
What exactly is the relationship between those two?
The federal government wants to know that?
No, I do.
And all new Who's the Boss. Then,
when the guys found out what he thought about my mother, Norma Arnold, teen idol.
And all new Wonder Years.
A U.S. Olympic Festival 90 sports event absolutely anyone can win.
All right, folks, we're here with Joe Athlete. It's his first time competing. Let's look closely now at the action. He picks up his ticket to win game call, and he registers to win. And the excitement continues to build. Let's see what the judges give him. A trip to the Olympics.
Winning is easy. Visit participating McDonald's to pick up your ticket to win game card and register. Then listen to KS95 and watch Channel 5 Eyewitness News to find out if you are a winner.
Wrong with those troublemakers at KDWB. They're trying to control our minds with secret messages. First, they lure you with money. Listen.
Steve Cochran Show, KDWB, where you can win the $1 million dash for cash. Get ready.
Now, listen to it backwards.
Get a right shack or side. Bill out kneeling.
See, I told you. Oh, that makes me so mad.
KDWB's $1 million dash for cash. Mornings with Steve Cochran.
Comedian and talk show host Joan Rivers, Monday.
For Lisa Vinichenko, this is a big day. A very big day.
Welcome to Kentucky Fried Chicken. You ought to try a whole meal.
She'll take it.
Today, Lisa Vinichenko is getting her first taste of America.
Next, after an all-new America's Funniest Home Videos. Fashion police, you want to pull over, please, madam? We're just wondering, is this your jacket? Ready? Here. It's America's Funniest Home Videos, followed by Tim Conway's Funny America, tonight.
We now return to Life Go.
We do it. Maybe that's why cancer survival rates at Park Nicollet are so good.
Twins have turned another corner, and they're on a roll again.
That's right. 5 wins in a row, and they're back up to 500. After 24 games, the Twins have a dozen in the win column and a dirty dozen. But when you consider that 18 out of those 24 games were on the road, you'd have to say the Twins are not off to too bad of a start. They beat the Brewers today behind the guy they call Tap. Kevin Tapani was something special today at County Stadium. Here he'll gun down Big Dave Parker. One of 4 times Parker struck out today. 9 strikeouts on the day for Tap. The Twins became the first team this year to score the first run on the Brewers. Paul Molitor can't handle the double play relay. It was the Brewers' 3rd error in the first inning, and Gene Larkin scored. It was 1-0. The Twins got to Teddy Higuera in the 6th. Brian Harper lines this one to left field. Gary Gaetti will come home, and the Twins led 2-0. Higuera was 7-1 lifetime against the Twins, but Minnesota had his number today. Shane Mack continues to hit when he plays. This single gave the Twins a 3-0 lead. Still in the 6th. Dan Gladden will get the 5th hit of the inning for the Twins. Kent Herbeck comes home, and the Twins were in control of this game 4-0. From there, it was Tap time. Tapani struck out Glenn Braggs to end the game. He fires a 5-hitter for his first major league shutout, his first complete game, and the Twins blanked the Brewers 4-0. Quite a performance by that young man today. Elsewhere in the American League, Cecil Fielder hit 3 home runs, but Toronto beat Detroit 11-9. There were 10 home runs in that game. The Indians are working on a sweep of Texas. They won the first one 9-0, leading 2-0 in the nightcap. Baltimore, Seattle tied at 3 in the 5th. Oakland is leading Boston in the 8th inning, and Kansas City beat Chicago 7-6 and 10. In the National League, Pittsburgh stayed hot. Former Twin Wally Backman did too. This line drive will fall off the glove of Lonnie Smith in left. Jose Lynn scores, and the Pirates were on their way to a 6-4 win over the Braves. Neil Heaton, another former Twin, is now 5-0 for the Bucks. Elsewhere in the National League, Pittsburgh is working on a sweep over Atlanta, leading 4-1 in the nightcap. The Astros are working on a split with the Mets. The Mets winning the opener 7-4. Philadelphia beat Los Angeles 9-5. Cincinnati over the St. Louis 5-1. Montreal shuts out San Francisco. And San Diego beat the Cubs 8-3 in that game. Benito Santiago belted this two-run homer just inside the foul pole. The Padres won 2 out of 3 in Wrigley Field this weekend. That matches their total number of wins in Chicago the last 3 years. The Padres win it 8-3. Well, they won't be hanging another championship banner in the Boston Garden this year. The Celtics didn't hang around long enough in the playoffs to earn a ribbon for participation. Boston and the New York Knicks met in Game 5 of their best-of-5 series in the Garden today. The Celtics were blown out in the first 2 games of this series. Johnny Dawkins made sure that wouldn't happen today. Now, after Kevin McHale was called for a technical foul, he responded by nailing this three-pointer. The Celtics had the lead early in the fourth quarter. Larry Bird was at his best for Boston. Watch this move right here. Vintage Bird. He had 31 for the Celtics. But New York became the 3rd team to come back from 2 games down. Patrick Ewing scored 31 as the Knicks beat Boston 121-114. New York will now face defending champion Detroit. Meanwhile, Utah and Phoenix went down to the wire in Game 5. Eddie Johnson scores off the glass with less than a minute left. It's a three-pointer, and the Suns had a 102-100 lead. Utah came right back down to tie it up. The mailman, Karl Malone, will hit the jumper. It's 102-102. Phoenix had one last chance to win it. They'll work it underneath to Mike McGee. He'll feed it back out to Kevin Johnson, who pops the jumper from 15 feet. Not enough time left for Utah on the clock. The Jazz lose for the 2nd year in a row in the first round. Phoenix 104, Utah 102. Phoenix will now take on the Lakers. Well, after the thrill of victory, it was time to get off her feet. Mrs. Frances Genter, the owner of Kentucky Derby winner Unbridled, flew back to the Twin Cities this afternoon. Mrs. Genter and her husband live in a retirement village in Bloomington. She hasn't had time to let it sink in yet, but she told us winning the Derby was the thrill of her 92 years.
It was a wonderful thrill. Unbelievable. Really. They kept asking me if I'd had any, what were the biggest thrills that I'd had, and I'm talking about racing, in my life. Is this the biggest? And I said, yes, I can say that truly it is. That we've had some wonderful horses.
Mrs. Genter bought Unbridled for $70,000. 3 years later, he's worth millions. Payne Stewart played his college golf at SMU in Dallas. Today, he won the Byron Nelson Golf Classic in Irving, just outside of Dallas. Stewart did not dress this well in college, but he probably had this great swing. Watch his approach shot here on the 11th today. It'll set up a birdie, and they gave him a one-shot lead. Lanny Watkins was the only guy who made a run at Stewart. Look at the shot out of the bunker on the 14th. He'll knock it home. It's a birdie. He tied Stewart for the lead, but Stewart regained the lead and locked it up with this putt on the 18th hole. Payne Stewart goes back to Texas to win the Byron Nelson Golf Classic by 2 over Lanny Watkins. On the NASCAR circuit, I guess you could call the Winston 500 a physical race today. The yellow flag was out quite a bit in this one. Dick Trickle in car number 66 gets tangled up with Wild Bill Elliott. Elliott was the pole sitter, but he never got back in it after this one. The race boiled down between points leader Dale Earnhardt and number 3 and Greg Sachs. Earnhardt pulled away in the last lap to win it. Earnhardt has been unbelievable this season as he wins again in the black machine.
Mrs. Genter, what an elegant lady.
Yeah, what a nice lady, and she's going to go for the Triple Crown now.
Well, she's got all the money she needs when she decides to really retire.
Yeah, she might take up a new hobby, golf or something like her.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Well, nobody matched all 6 numbers in last night's Megabucks drawing, and that means Wednesday's jackpot will be a cool $6 million. 19 people who bought their tickets in Wisconsin did match 5 numbers for a prize of $1,500. Here are the numbers pulled last night: 1, 14, 36, 43, 45, and 53.
Tonight at 10 on Eyewitness News, the Prince concert. It's the concert his fans have demanded, and the last one he gives before heading to Europe. We'll talk with Prince's fans about a concert some will probably never forget. That's at 10. Finally, all you need is some nice weather, a little music, and some float.
And you know what you have? You have the makings for a parade. That's right. These kids are marching in a May Day parade at Powderhorn Park in South Minneapolis. The celebration is geared toward the environment and how to protect it. The group passed out pamphlets during the parade with tips on how to protect the earth. That's a pretty noble cause.
Indeed.
10 o'clock, that's the time we'll be back here. Please join us. We'll see you.
Have a nice evening.
Bye-bye.
If you see news, call the Eyewitness News tip line at 588-6397.
Great news! Now you can enjoy your favorite pizza at your favorite place, home, because now Pizza Hut delivers. You're just a phone call away from all those abundant toppings, 2 layers of cheese, and now delivered right to your door. Come on, what are you waiting for?
Why is everybody always picking on me?
Why? Because when you call Pizza Hut Delivery, you can get a pepperoni lovers pizza for just $8.99, or 2 for a paltry $4 more. And at this particularly low price, who can resist picking?
Out of a few essentials, this week at Snyder's, selected beauty products from Jacqueline Smith's California line, just $12.99 each. 25% off all our Slenderalls, Coloralls, or Underalls pantyhose. Sunshine Fudge Dipped Grahams or Fudge Striped Shortbread, just 97 cents a package.
So next time you run out of something important, run into Snyder's.
With those troublemakers at KDWB. They're trying to control our minds with secret messages. First, they lure you with money. Listen.
Steve Cochran Show, KDWB, where you can win the $1 Million Dash for Cash. Get
now, listen to it backwards.
Get a right shash or sad. Bill on Neelam.
See, I told you. Oh, that makes me so mad.
KDWB's $1 Million Dash for Cash. Mornings with Steve Cochran.
Joan Rivers dishes the hottest gossip around on her next show.